Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Topeak Fastfuel Drybag II waterproof Toptube bag. Toptube bags are a convenient way to carry additional food or gear on the bike, as they're easy to access while riding and take up unused space. Topeak's new Fastfuel Drybag II is the latest variation of their waterproof Toptube bags and offers a nice large capacity with an aerodynamic design. Packaging wise, you can see really simple. Just have the bag in the cardboard backing. It has the white and yellow color scheme that Topeak is known for. Nice illustrations on it on how it's mounted. Additional details on the backside. As far as specs, this retails for $54.95, so a little bit more expensive, but it's fully waterproof with this rubber zipper. And you also have 0.8 liters of capacity, so it's on the larger side. Has a TPU construction, so you can see semi-rigid that keeps the water out, but gives you a lot of storage space. And then it has a bolt-on or strap-on design, so 2 bolts or you have 2 straps. As far as what comes with it, you can see it's just strapped onto the cardboard backing. And then on the inside, you have the little warning manual that tells you not to pull the zippers apart. And then you also get the straps, so 2 straps here. And then these little 3M clear adhesive to help protect the frame, so you can put this on your frame to protect it from damage, and you get 2 of them, as these could scratch your frame over time. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Drybag II. So if we put the bag here and the shorter strap comes in at 109 grams. The Topeak Fastfuel Drybag II is designed for convenient access and protection from the weather. Topeak only offers this bag in this black finish, which has this nice fabric texture to it and TPU construction. You can see you have the reflective Topeak logos on both sides, and otherwise a very square design. It's a pretty large bag though, with 0.8 liter capacity, and you can see it's 25.6 by 8.1 by 5.3 centimeters in dimensions, or 10 inches long, 3.2 tall, and then 2 inches wide, so you can see a little bit taller than the width, and quite long. It's supposedly aerodynamic, but it just has a very simple wedge shape that's mostly flat, then tapers off on the backside. You can see tons of capacity too here with this tall design, so you can definitely fit a lot of stuff in here. As far as mounting, you can see you have 2 options. You actually have 2 bolt spots here. So if we open this up and take out the little inner cover, you can see the bolts go right through. So you can bolt this down if your bike has those accommodations, or you have 2 strap locations here, and then 2 different straps included, and then you can see they're actually different lengths, so you can use a shorter or longer one, and then either use a front or rear mounting location as desired, or both if you use both straps. The front also has a strap design, so you can see on the front, simple Velcro, and you can see with this one they've really simplified it as well, so you have the little sticky portion, and then the long Velcro portion, so you can wrap this around, and if you have a wider head tube or shorter head tube, it should accommodate both. It's designed for head tubes that are 35 to 75 millimeters in diameter, and then the top tube portion is again 35 to 120 millimeters in diameter. So plenty of flexibility here and tons of range. You can always cut these down to size if needed as well. On the inside, you can see pretty simple. It's pretty much all black on the side portion, as you have that same TPU material, and there's nice bright yellow base, and this is actually just a Velcroed on piece. So you can see I can remove this, and it's a little padded Velcro that helps separate the contents from the actual bolt holes. So it separates that region. And it's a nice feature with the bright yellow design. It really pops, helps you find everything. And you can see it's just one big compartment, no latches, no hooks. And with the tall design, you can really just put bars and gels almost vertically in here. The other cool thing about this is the zipper. So you can see with this one, you don't have a standard zipper. You have a rubber zipper instead, so it keeps the weather out. It has this nice smooth action to it. So really easy, and then there's rubber coating on here as well, so you don't have any grooves or any place crumbs will get into. So it's a great option with the fully waterproof design, so if you're in wet weather or you just want to keep the sweat out of your food, you can see this will keep it out. Here you can see the bag set up on our bike, and you can see it's a pretty big bag. It's almost flush with the top of our stem and fairly long, but it has a nice tapering design that helps minimize some of the size, but the width is pretty much spot on with the head tube. So it does hide there. It has a nice large capacity, so you can put a lot of food and gear in here. And because it's longer, you could actually fit a hand pump, depending on the size of it. The zipper is also really nice and smooth, and you can see that yellow liner on the inside that makes it easy to spot things. We really like this bag for longer rides where you want more food without stuff in your pockets, so you can really leave your pockets empty and then put everything in there. As you can see, it is with the Velcro setup here, as we don't have a bolt, but you do get some side-to-side swaying. So it's hard to get that Velcro strip really tight. It doesn't have a loop in there like some other bags. But otherwise, it's a nice big bag, and although it does sway a little bit side to side, you can see it doesn't really affect your pedaling. And really appreciate that rubber zipper. It's nice and smooth. You have the full length, so it's really easy to grab a snack while you're riding. So that's one of the best features. Is if you haven't used a Toptube bag, I'd highly recommend it. It's a lot easier than going to a jersey pocket. And again, you leave your pockets nice and empty. So overall, a nice bag. A little bit on the larger size, but it gives you a lot of capacity. Here we have the new top loader. We have the Fastfuel Drybag. We have the Fastfuel, and then we have the Fastfuel Essential. So you can get a good idea of the sizing differences. So with the Fastfuel Essential, much more aerodynamic, very sleek design. So you can see more of a U shape, so quite thin and narrow. And then if you wanted more space, you can go up to the Fastfuel. You can see a little bit taller capacity, but still fairly compact. So it doesn't really take up much space, while this one's longer. And similar bolt-on design or strap-on with the Fastfuel, while the Essential was just a strap-on. You can see with this one, actually it just added some little pads here because I wasn't using the bolt-on design to help prevent some scratching. And then with the new bags, we have the Fastfuel Drybag, which takes essentially this profile, but replaces the material with, instead of fabric, uses a nice TPU material. So you can see more, it's waterproof, where this one's water resistant. And you can see a little bit longer and sleeker. So it extends out further, more capacity with the 0.8 liter. And you can see very similar dimensions. What I like about the TPU version is that you have that rubber zipper. So you don't have any ridges or crumbs or areas where crumbs might get into. And they've also added the yellow interior with this model versus the standard one, which had the yellow sides, but the bottom exposed, which you get a lot of dirt and debris on the inside. So it's nice they added a divider with this new waterproof variation. And then comparing the Fastfuel versus the top loader, you can see the top loader is just bigger. So if I put these side by side, you can see it's taller, and then it's a little bit wider here as well. So with this one, you get a little bit more space. So it's 1 liter versus 0.8. And very similar TPU construction, similar mounting configuration, but obviously the 0.8 one is just a little bit more aerodynamic and sleeker, so it's longer rather than being so tall. So you definitely just choose the one where you have enough space for everything you need. And then Topeak has tons of options between there. If you want waterproof, you don't want waterproof. If you want more minimalistic, you can get something significantly smaller as well. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Fastfuel Drybag II. What I like about it is you have a waterproof design, so you can use this in any condition and not have to worry about your contents getting wet. It also has a really smooth operating rubber top zipper, so it's very nice and soft, so you can easily do it with one hand, and you get that nice waterproof closure as well. We also appreciate the details like the bright yellow bottom that helps separate the bolts from the contents and makes it easier to spot what's inside it. The main negatives with this bag is the fact that it's only offered in black. Would have been nice to see more colors. And with this simple Velcro design, there's no hoop or loop in here, so it's hard to get them really tight. And that means if you go with the strap setup, it might go side to side, it might sway until you really tighten it down. Taking everything into account, we give the bag a 9.0 out of 10. It's a nice large capacity premium bag that works well in any weather condition. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.